Hey everyone, welcome to Quickscope podcast brought to you by Higher Passion Entertainment. We're your hosts Kiros, Boots, and Neil, and we're here to talk about our passion, which is video games. I want to thank everyone for joining us and thank everyone also for subscribing to the new channel. So those that don't know, we started a new channel specifically for our podcast, and all the other podcasts under Higher Passion are going to do the same thing. The idea is to make sure that the fans that we're reaching out to, we can give them more content specific to what they're interested in. So if you still have interest in the sports dogs and Cut the Film, make sure to follow their channels. They're going to be posting some awesome stuff over there. But us, we're still going to continue doing these podcasts. But we're also going to post other content, discussions. We're starting Patreon soon, so we'll probably do special events with our Patreon subscribers. So you're going to see a lot of that on this channel. So just want to thank everyone that's already subscribed. And if you haven't already, go and check us out. Today, we're going to get started with some pretty cool news, actually. So I know a couple weeks back, we were talking about Mass Effect. Boots, I know you're a big Mass Effect guy. And we're kind of wondering, what's this new Mass Effect that they're dealing with? Is it going to be a new game? So people are still talking about it, still saying there's going to be a new Mass Effect story. But for now, what they've unleashed is the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So it's going to be fully remastered. They're going to add additional content, additional side quests, and it's going to be like a fully realized version of Mass Effect with today's consoles. And it's going to be also ported for next gen. So it's kind of the whole idea of bringing the entire Mass Effect story back in. So we can get started on that. What do you think of that? I think it's pretty dope for those that are already fans, right?
Dude, I'm excited, especially that the fact that they're bringing like all the content out. I just pre-ordered the game like right before we got on.
Nice.
So I pre-ordered it. I saw like the new gun attachments, new abilities they're gonna put in. The characters gonna have different ways so you could customize them. Dude, I'm excited, man. Like, this is the one franchise that first trilogy of Mass Effect where I spent hours and hours and hours on.
Yeah.
You know, and I ran it multiple times to get multiple endings. You know, from the start of the first 2, 3, like I'm just hoping there's one thing I just hope they do, and I hope they do. Mass Effect 1, you could not run. So I'm hoping on this one you could run on Mass Effect 1. It was so hard to get around, like it was bad. So but other than that, that's probably the only thing I hope they change. But overall the whole series, I'm excited, man. Like I love the series. It's a good series. I think it's one of the best series that's ever been out.
How many Mass Effect games are there?
There's 3, and then there's Mass Effect. What was the other one?
Andromeda.
Andromeda. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which was I liked it, but it bombed from what people. But I liked it though.
Yeah, is Legendary Edition like Master Chief? Yeah, exactly. For Mass Effect though.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It's gonna have all of it, but just completely remastered. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Mass Effect originally was an Xbox game, and for them to give it the same treatment as they did to Halo, it's the natural next step. It makes perfect sense. And this could even be just how in the Halo series, the Master Chief Collection is in preparation for the next Halo that's going to come out later this year. That's what a lot of people are expecting here. So yeah, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, but we're still going to get a new Mass Effect, and that's kind of the idea that people are holding on to. One of the funny things that came out of this though is that the developers said there's going to be less butt shots in Mass Effect. So yeah, people talk about it like I don't know if you remember for Overwatch, that was kind of a big deal also with the Tracer. Like the Tracer had an emote that you can do, and she would pop out her butt and just do a weird pose. And people got annoyed with that, and they didn't want to see that. And they're saying it's over sexualized, and kind of the same thing with Mass Effect. They're saying that's just over sexualizing it when you don't need to, and the focus is taking away from the game itself. So that's what they're saying now, that they don't want those butt shots in there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure that Mass Effect fans are still gonna play the game. People like myself that haven't played the entire Mass Effect series, I'm actually tempted to get this just because it's going to be everything compiled into one already. So and the butt shots are not going to affect my game at all. So I just found it so worrying that they had to point that out. So we'll see.
Like specifically.
Yeah. Uh, uh, what else? In gaming news, another one. So this is another classic, but it's way further back. GoldenEye. So I remember posting on GoldenEye on Instagram,
Right.
just asking people what were your favorite characters, what's your favorite memories of GoldenEye, and people were saying different things. But for the most part, people were like, "Oh, I always picked Oddball," or "I just love the multiplayer." Of course, there was a whole story like campaign also.
Which is fun.
Um, yeah, and because of that, they were doing a new GoldenEye. They were supposed to come out with GoldenEye for Xbox 360, but they ended up not finishing the game because there was issues with both with the likeness of James Bond and the likeness of the different characters and the actors, and it was created by Rare, which was already doing other works with like I think the Sega Dreamcast at the time and other games, but at the same time there's Nintendo, so there was just too many hands
Right.
involved that they couldn't get it done. But an actual GoldenEye leak is online and is playable. And I think that's really interesting. It doesn't have the full like multiplayer capacity, but you can play the full campaign. And it actually looks really cool. Um, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you think it was so far in development that they could have actually finished the game? Do you think there's a problem with having too many hands in the same game?
Well, yeah, because you got to think about it. People are gonna have their own opinion. People want to add and take out certain things that didn't work in the first one, that did work in the first one. Um, so you can say like one part, like, hey, we want to add this, and that, but this one, like, no, we want to keep it original, and it just goes back and forth with that.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. What do you think now?
I think, developers are still like debating, a lot of debating going on like not just James Bond, but the whole movie franchise, and how it portrays every character and the whole timeline of each movie. I think they're just not like very confident right now, and just them canceling the leak. That's crazy.
It's weird. Yeah, and I mean, it's so funny that it comes out now, right? That people are like, "Oh man, this
Right.
game
Yeah, it's
for
so
Xbox
random.
360, which is like generations ago, and now like, oh, let me play this game online, and all of a sudden everyone's like, you know what? We want GoldenEye back. We want it to be finished. So I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of small time developers and modders out there that will probably finish off the game and remake the whole game, and there'll probably be like emulations online that you can do of the game, which would be pretty cool. But even then, like, yeah, I mean, too many hands in one game. I think in the past it's proven to be difficult, especially like games based off movies. Of course, GoldenEye, the first one for N64, was a classic. It
Oh
was it
yeah.
was something like it was so dope, and it's a good like party game with friends and stuff. But at the same time, I haven't seen any video games lately based off movies that actually do well.
Right.
So maybe not them not having a hand in it. It's kind of a good thing.
That's
Uh,
true.
yeah, we'll see.
Well,
It
yeah, that is great. Yeah, I don't, because they always bomb, and they're always like subpar games too. Like graphics are not all there, and just
Mhm.
that's great. Yeah, because nothing comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, the one that I think was closest, and I don't think it was like that like closely related to the movies, but Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I don't know if you guys ever played that one, the newer
Oh
game.
yeah,
It
I
that
it
one
was
was
haven't.
good.
it was good, and I'm actually replaying it now. It's on Game Pass if you guys want to play. But the Marvel characters that they put in there are based off the movies now.
Right.
So they brought on Hawkeye. They brought on Who else? Like
Ultron.
Gamora, Ultron. Yeah,
Right.
they bring in all these, but they removed all the X-Men. So
Because they weren't part of
at the time, yeah,
yeah,
they
until
don't
today.
have the classics, the Wolverine in there, Doctor
Right.
Doom, all these, and I think that kind of hurts the game to have like the movies dictating so much of a video game.
Right.
So
Hmm.
I think, I mean, hopefully in the future we'll start getting those X-Men integrated in there again, because
Yeah.
it was basically
Yeah.
Avengers versus Capcom.
Well, I'm
To
pretty
be
sure.
honest.
I'm pretty sure we will after what we saw on Friday. But
I know, right?
no
So
spoilers or
funny. Yeah,
anything.
Wow.
I don't know,
I
man.
didn't
that's
finish it.
funny. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. And I know, like, even talking about like the Marvel Avengers game, the video game,
Right.
that was trying to also piggyback off of the movies and how well they've been doing there, and like right off the bat give you all the same Avengers that were in the movies, and just following kind of different storylines. But even then, it's just yeah, having the movies dictate too much. I think it's too much of an issue, and they kind of proves, going back to like the best games of last year, they're all made by like closed small developers, right? Like people that have a hand in their own production and their own storyline and everything, and they can publish it themselves. I think that's where kind of the future of games is kind of going. um, so, and even in games like, for example, like Apex Legends, that game, it was also a small group of developers within EA, but they were giving free reign. It's like, hey, we have the Titanfall universe. Create a game within this universe, and you guys have free reign. Create your story, your characters, your play, and everything. And they just had the full backing of someone, and that's why you get like something good. Um, on the topic of Apex Legends, season 8,
Oh
season
yeah.
8 is out, right?
Oh
Uh,
my god.
have you guys played
Yes.
it? What are your
Of
thoughts?
course.
What are your thoughts on season 8?
I mean, as much as I hate Kings Canyon, I mean, it's a great game still,
Oh
and
my gosh.
they keep producing content the way it should be. You know, I mean, not free, but I mean, once you purchase one season pass, every content is free after that. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? You get new legends every season. We just got a new gun,
Oh yeah,
a
30
new
30.
I
yeah,
hate
the
that
30
gun,
30.
dude.
You
Dude, I
hate
hate that
it?
gun too. I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know.
Too slow.
Either I haven't hit my shots yet and it's not
Yeah,
working.
I
Or
You
I'm
rather
gotta
do
charge it, man.
G7.
It's like a cross. It's like,
like a sentinel.
it reminds me of the hunter rifle from Fortnite,
Oh, I
because it's
get
kind of
you.
like a long range rifle, but at the same
Right.
time you can shoot it into section pretty quickly.
Yeah, I heard it's the DMR of Apex.
DMR, yeah, 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 yeah.
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 Yeah, so I mean, dude, like I said, like the concept. And one thing I really like what they do. Like their seasons are based off of a story.
Yep.
So they're going off of a
Yeah.
story that's going
Yeah.
on within the universe like that. So it's just not like, oh, here, boom, there it is. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's just every character, everything that's going on, and like the reworks of map. Like, dude, they have 3 maps already. I don't think
Yeah.
any other battle royale doesn't have any 3 maps. Um, let alone like the way they revolve all these 3 maps within Apex. You know, like
Yeah.
Olympus is new. That was just like that just came out last season. We got Kings Canyon that's been reworked so many times, and it's just,
Yeah.
but it's like it makes it feel different, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
World's Edge, same thing. Like they keep reworking it, but yet it works, and it just makes it look okay, cool. Like it's innovative and stuff like that. And that's one reason why I'm a big Apex player compared to like Call of Duty or Fortnite, because of the content's there and they produce, and there's it's a well balanced game. Other than the servers here and there, I think Apex, I've said it before, is the best battle royale
Mhm.
game in the market right now.
I
I
can
can't
agree.
agree more.
Yeah, I can agree on that. Yep.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried out the new legend, Fuse?
Fuse, not yet. I haven't
Not yet.
unlocked him yet.
I have. He's
He
okay.
seems annoying against, like, to go up
Oh,
against.
dude, he's
Dude,
tough.
I love him, man. He's so good.
You tried him already?
Yeah, so I'm a big projectile player.
Okay.
Like I like to play with characters like Gibraltar, um,
Mm,
or like Caustic. and I like playing that kind of game style. And I feel like I hold a lot of grenades, I hold a lot of health, and I'm just like going like ARs and like whatever I can get my hands on, really. But I like to play up close and personal. So with him, like being able to hold more grenades and like with that type of passive and his
Right.
ult, I love it, man. I think it's so fun.
I like his animation of his nades coming out of his right arm.
Dude,
That's
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome, dude.
that's pretty dope.
it's
Yeah.
cool. But not only that, like you can throw them further. You can throw them more precisely. So it's
Yeah.
almost like having like a grenade launcher, like for real.
Right.
So I love it. I mean, it's definitely a completely different play style, but I think just having Fuse in the game just kind of changes up the meta a bit because you can't just like even though it's a fast-paced game, you still get those campers in
Oh yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of games, and then they're just like kind of closed off in
Right.
rooms with like a caustic and a Watson and and all that.
Oh man, rank is getting even like sweatier too. It's crazy. Like there's so much sweats in just the bronze lobby. It's insane.
Yeah. I did like, I don't know if you guys read in the patch notes, they're making Wraith's hitbox bigger.
Thank God.
Why?
Cause he's,
Well, dude,
I don't know.
Wraith is since season one. I watch a lot of streamers talk about this, especially X Factor on
Yeah,
Facebook. Wraith with all the nerfs that she's been getting the last couple seasons, she's still the number one winningest character and number one pick character
yeah, that's
and
such
stuff
a
like that.
sweaty character.
She is just they tried everything to nerf her. They nerfed her tactical, her ultimate. It
Yeah.
doesn't work, and that was the last thing that was gonna. It was supposed, it was gonna happen. Was the
Yeah,
hitbox was gonna get nerfed, so they did that. But I guarantee you, in the next 2 seasons, they're gonna buff her. They're gonna buff her tactical.
yeah,
It's yeah, because
They gotta
they
change
did
it
that.
up.
Yeah, they got to give her like a little buff because of the hitbox and all that, which I'm fine with. I could care less.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
that
But
hitbox was
that
yeah,
tactical dude is annoying. It takes
yeah.
forever to
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why.
point
So
out.
they'll probably make it go faster for
Yeah.
sure.
I think this map, this new variation of Kings Canyon is like so frustrating. It's like third party canyon right now. It's like you can't just win a fight and then just be comfortable. You have to like get ready to stay on your toes because two more teams is coming. It's like I feel like the map. I don't know. It all looks the same every season. The size, but I don't know. It's
I
it's
think
fun.
Epic Legends has always been like that though, and that's
Yeah,
kind of what I liked about it. It was like
I
nonstop
like
action.
I liked Olympus.
Right.
Olympus was like,
Olympus is yeah,
yeah,
Well, I mean, okay, so that's crazy you say that because like you're talking about Kings Canyon getting third party, but Olympus you're getting fifth, sixth, seventh party like instantly, man. Like
yeah,
dude, I remember fighting 2, 3 squads, killing them. And here comes another two more. Like
yeah,
yeah,
Olympus was known for that, and
so
so
sweaty.
I think that's why like going to like other maps. That's what people are doing now is pushing a lot more once they hear the gunfire. Because
Right,
that's what I do. I've
right.
gone into like where before I got my monitor, I was more of like I'll chill, wait back till stuff happen. Now that like I have a better monitor, so my refresh rate's better, everything's better. Like I'm running and gunning every
yeah.
single game.
You're chasing a gunfight, You hear,
Yeah,
He's the one.
uh,
He's the one fourth and fifth partying now.
yeah, that's me. Hell
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
easy kills.
Yeah, I mean
It's
that's how
true.
you gotta play the game, especially
Right?
if you're
Yeah,
playing a lot of ranked.
Oh
And
yeah,
yeah,
also in the patch notes
that's
now,
points.
there you get more points in ranked
Yeah,
for
yeah,
assists
yeah,
and
yeah.
working
Facts.
together and for kills.
Yeah,
So now even at like the lower ranks, you can rank up pretty quickly now if you're playing aggressively. It's not just about getting in the top 10, top 5 or winning the game. It's about all right, let me get some kills in there too. And I think that makes sense because I I think how a lot of the tournaments go, right? Like competitive Apex tournaments,
right.
and like they're gonna base it off
Position.
of off of position, but also off of of kills, and
Yeah,
that's how
yeah, yeah.
you earn a lot of points. And you see a lot of people that win these tournaments are the ones that are pushing like that. So I think the competitive aspect of Apex in game should mirror that. Should mirror what we're seeing in tournaments is what the competitive aspect is there. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we think season 8 is going so far after the halfway point. But so far, I'm liking it. There's still more stuff to come. Sounds like. But
Yeah.
yeah, like, them doing that, them having the what are those like armory drops where you just like throw a grenade in, explode, and you get all kinds of stuff inside. Also,
Oh, that little what is he?
yeah, they're
Tunnel?
just yeah,
Or
yeah,
not tunnel, but
they're
like it's
just
like a
like
little, yeah.
boxes that drop. They almost look like the Halo
Yeah.
boxes from back in the day.
Right. Yeah. You just
And
open it real quick
yep,
and
and get gear up. I like those. I like that because it you don't have to rely so much on getting your ammo from people that have like already died, or you get to a fight too late or something.
right.
You can start picking stuff up there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely helps with that. And not only that, but it sounds like in March we're gonna have a whole new player base in Apex Legends. Um, I know on this channel we have a lot of Switch players that watch,
Yeah.
and Apex Legends is coming to Switch in I think it's March 6th
Oh,
or
that's
7th.
cool.
So yeah, we'll be able to squad up with those guys too. Since I
Oh,
mean Apex Legends already has cross platform.
cross-plat, yep.
Yeah, so as soon as March hits, we're gonna start playing with Switch players too, and that's gonna be a lot of fun. I know I got a lot of friends that play games on Switch, and you're gonna be able to port this one over. So it's
Oh
gonna be really
yeah.
dope. Yep.
I think that's gonna. When everybody, I remember when the crossplay happened, everybody was talking about PC it's gonna take over consoles, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think this is the one where consoles and PCs are gonna take like I don't people on Switch. I think they're gonna have a hard time
Yeah.
with Apex.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah, it's always frustrating. It's a frustrating game to get into.
yeah.
So
There's already skill based matchmaking in place, even for just quick play, like non
right.
competitive. So I mean, as a Switch player, you're gonna get placed in with people at your
Oh.
level regardless.
Hmm.
Uh, but I know you're right. Like I know, I play Fortnite with some homies that play on Switch,
Right.
and it's a totally different game when you're playing with them. Like it's so much more passive,
Right.
and it's so much easier to get in top 5. And then I'm over here playing with my PC friends, and it's like a completely different game that I'm playing.
Yeah. People
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
And that's where yeah we're gonna see that in Apex too, definitely. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. And I know quite a few people that play already Apex Legends on either PC or console, and they have a Switch, so they'll probably jump over to Switch just to get a few high kill games in just for fun, right?
Shoot.
So
Portable
why not?
too, like
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna change a lot. So it's gonna be really dope to see. And fun fact for Switch, since season 8 already came out, if you do get the new season, the season pass, you actually get the first 30 levels for free on Switch.
Oh
Just
wow.
because season
what?
8 already started, so you'll get the first 30 levels for free, and then a few other perks just because you're going into the season late.
Which
So
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think they're giving you what do they use like coins or the
The
red
Apex
coins?
coins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Apex
the
coins.
what you use to purchase the characters. They're gonna give them a few more of those so they can purchase the characters a lot quicker.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Nice.
so
That's good.
so they'll be able to catch up to the people that have already been playing for a while.
Right.
So yep, that'll be pretty fun. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see where that goes. We'll probably jump back on to talk about Apex Legends in a few weeks. Once we've already got the dust has settled from the launch of season 8. Um,
Sweet.
yeah. I wanted to talk about a few other games. I know we kind of talked about GoldenEye and how the game was officially canceled. But there's been quite a few games that me personally I was looking forward to this year, and they've already been delayed. Some delayed indefinitely. So one big one that I was really ready to play, and kind of like really sad to see this one go, is Prince of Persia: The Sands of
Mm,
Time. I don't know if you guys ever played the original Prince of Persia.
negative.
No, it's a single player game. it's a lot of like puzzles based on time. So
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of like control time. So that's the sands of time comes from. And I know there was a lot of people that really like this game, and they had been hyping this game up for so long, and we saw trailers at E3 and everything, and they just announced that it's going to be delayed, but not just like delayed a certain amount of time. It's delayed indefinitely, which we all know sometimes that means this game is never going to get made, right?
Right. Or
So
just a long extension. That sucks.
yeah, so who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen there? I know you mentioned you didn't really play that one before, but I mean, it's definitely if I think it was on PS2, so it might be on like
Right.
PS Now or on some other platform now. They might have had it for Xbox actually also. So
Well, I mean, it's the cyberpunk effect.
yeah, right.
It's basically that's what's gonna happen to every game now. We talked about this before. The cyberpunk effect is gonna take place. They're gonna take their time. If they know it's not right, they're gonna keep pushing it back because like what
Yeah,
happened to cyberpunk.
yeah, they don't want
It's
to
plain
risk
and
that.
simple. Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
So
It looks like Blizzard is also affected by the cyberpunk effect. I like that. I'm gonna use that, the cyberpunk effect.
yeah,
It it looks like Blizzard's been kind of bit by that bug too, because they announced that Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are not going to come out this year, for sure, not going to come out. And I mean, there's been so much hype around it. I mean, I played a lot of Overwatch in literally a year, like longer than a year. They have not come out with a new map or a new character or like a new game mode. All they've been doing is doing their like seasons with new skins, and that's it. And that is so disappointing. And I've been seeing a lot of people online, like a lot of streamers, big like Overwatch streamers, just switching over and even like talking crap about Overwatch now and being like, how do you expect to keep your player base if you're not updating the game, but at the same time you're telling them you're still not going to get a new game? And you're seeing a lot of these people go to games like Apex Legends. I saw quite a few of them start playing that. A lot of them are switching over to like Warzone, and I even saw some switching over to League of Legends, like going back to other PC games. And
Even Valorant.
yeah, and Valorant, yep. And it sucks seeing that because Overwatch just had so much hype around it. And I remember the Overwatch 2 trailer that they showed at BlizzCon last year. It was so dope, and everyone was like, "All right, we're ready. Like this is what all of Overwatch 1 has been leading up to story wise. Here's Overwatch 2," and just out of nowhere, Blizzard's like, "Actually, because of the pandemic, we're not going to release it." I think it has a lot to do with kind of the stuff you were touching on, Boots. It's them a combination of them seeing what happened to Cyberpunk and like, oh man, if we release a game that's not 100%, we're gonna get flamed, and a combination of that and them just like almost being like perfectionists also with being like Overwatch had so much hype around it. Overwatch 2 is gonna have like there's expectations to manage now, and so for that, who knows when we're gonna get it, man. But that's disappointing to see. Were you guys fans of either of those games?
no, not at all.
No, no.
Yeah, I don't know. From my perspective, it's just these are games that I was ready for. Like Diablo 4, I've been ready for also. I remember playing Diablo 3 when my son was first born, so that was 2 years ago. Um, well, I was on parental leave. Like I had him in one hand and was playing Diablo 3 in my other hand,
Crazy.
and like just hanging out with my friends online and it was just so fun and such a good like time waster, such a good story. And they had announced that a new Diablo game was coming out, but it was actually the Diablo mobile game. And then a year later, like, oh yeah, we're doing Diablo 4 now, and now they're like, psych, no more Diablo
No.
4. Maybe next year,
That
but for
sucks.
sure not this year.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot of Blizzard fans that are really disappointed in them right now.
Yeah. Because
And
Diablo has a big community too.
yeah, yeah,
Surprising to me.
I think the biggest thing Blizzard came out with in the past year was probably their like World of Warcraft Classic.
Your turn.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they like re-released the classic World of Warcraft, and that's probably it. I mean, haven't seen anything major come out of Blizzard in a while.
And I see why people really get into World of Warcraft, playing it this year, for the first time ever. Like I didn't play classic, but I did skip. I bought like an extension pack, so it's pretty cool. I got stuck on it for a month, and it's just good content. It's like a lot of missions and objectives to do. So
Yeah, I think at this point they should at least make like Overwatch 1 free to play or something. Like it's been out for so long,
yeah.
and like they're struggling losing people from not just like gaming community but from the streaming community.
Right.
I mean, if you make it, if they do that, if they like make it free to play, it's gonna be like a game changer for them, and it's gonna help boost them up at least until Overwatch 2 comes out.
Oh
But
yeah.
but for now, I mean, promising a game this year and then pushing it back, I think it's gonna hurt them just as much as coming out with a game too soon. Like it's gonna lose the momentum that people had behind it,
Right.
right? It's like if you're gonna announce a game, you better come out with it at least within a year.
Yeah, commit,
But yeah, commit or else don't say anything. Like
Yeah.
just stick with what you're working on while get to like 80% done with the game and then announce it. All right, this is where we're
Right.
going. And that's how it used to be.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just like people just like to start hype so soon and I mean with Cyberpunk, the hype started 4 years ago.
Right.
And then we got to this. So man, it's just all kinds of madness now with trying to talk about these new games, but we're not ready yet.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Another one that kind of said that was EA. EA just announced that they're gonna bring back NCAA football.
NCAA football, college.
Yeah, and that one was weird because the last one that came out was dang, when was the
2012,
last?
I think
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Was it?
it's definitely more than like 6 years.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, yeah, it could be 2012 or like 2014, something like that. I don't think there was a 2015 for sure. There's no 2015, but yeah, it's been years, and but EA is saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna make an NCAA game, but we haven't made it yet.
Right. They haven't no confirmed date yet of launch.
Um,
Just
it's
a
really
leak.
interesting. Like, do you guys know the story about why NCAA went away? That
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
Uh
So yeah, I mean, so basically, I mean, it's about college. They don't want to pay the players. Obviously, if my name is gonna be in that game, I want to get paid, and it goes down to that big college players being paid for their contribution, I guess you can say, or using their name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And which is it's fair. I mean, college students don't make money, and they're playing a sport where they make tons of money. You know what I mean? So um, that's why it went downhill.
yeah, yeah. I know for games like NBA 2K, like the NBA 2K pays the NBA to be able to use the likeness of the NBA players, but they have to pay like the legends, like Michael Jordan or like Isaiah
right,
Thomas, like those
yeah.
big names. They have to pay them separately sometimes and be like, hey, we'll give you this much money so we can use your likeness in the game. And a lot of times that works. And I think for the longest time, like in NBA 2K, you never saw Michael Jordan
Right.
until a
Yeah,
certain point where they finally reach an agreement with him to use his likeness in the game.
right.
And that's kind of what's happening here. The only problem is that college athletes, a lot of time in their contracts, they're not allowed to get paid for what they're doing on the field.
Right.
So that's where the disagreement was there. And this new NCAA game that they announced is going to come out, they said that it's not going to have real players in it because of the likeness disputes.
Makes
What?
sense. They're just gonna
Yeah,
have the numbers. Yeah, they're just gonna throw numbers out there, and like if it's like Trevor Lawrence at Clemson, they're
Right,
gonna
yeah.
have his number 16. That's it. Like they're not gonna put his name
No
in there.
name. They're not gonna
Yeah,
say his name.
yeah.
which is it's a bummer, but I mean I get it.
I
Huh.
don't. Would you even play that game? Like, I'm trying to imagine right now if I'm playing Madden, for example, and there's no announcers talking about the people.
Yeah. That's
Like,
weird.
like that's the like 90% of what the announcers are talking about. They're like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers throws
Right.
to Yeah, to
Yeah.
this guy, and it's like you're not gonna have that in the game.
Yeah,
Because
like
if you play,
Michigan's quarterback statistic.
you're
I was
right.
like, wow,
Yeah, you're
that's
not gonna have any of that.
yeah,
I don't know if this is a good move or not. I know a lot of people sound like they're excited for it, but at the same time, it's you're not bringing back the game. It's sounds like a weird football college simulation that you're playing.
yeah, exactly. Simulation is the perfect word to describe it.
So I mean, we'll see where that goes. I'm willing to give it a try when it comes out. And I don't know, are you guys big college football guys?
No,
No,
No.
no, I won't get it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch the Rose Bowl.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
I'll
watch.
follow my like handful of teams. Like growing up in LA area, I'll
Yeah,
watch the like USC games, UCLA games, and that's kind of it.
yeah, I'll watch it. I don't follow a team.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if it bodes well. But I mean, there are people excited for it. So there's an audience for now. So
Yeah.
Right, of
we'll
course.
yeah. Um, Another upcoming game that was announced is actually coming to consoles this month, later this month, yeah, late this February. It's called Taxi Chaos.
I've
Do you,
never heard.
have you guys played Crazy Taxi?
Yeah,
I
definitely
swear
played
this
it.
game
I think
is a
so.
it's it's Crazy Taxi like to a T. But it has nothing to do with the original creators of Crazy Taxi. It's its own taxi game. That's what they call it. So it's
It
called
looks very
Taxi.
similar.
I know, right? Taxi
Yeah,
Chaos. The whole idea is to pick up as many people as you can and
yeah.
take them to their destinations. I think that they're playing a lot off of like Uber and stuff, which is pretty funny. And it's kind of like a new way to approach the game. But yeah, like it's straight up Crazy Taxi made for new consoles and next gen consoles.
Is it gonna be a free game?
I don't know. That wasn't clear to me. I hope it is because
Yeah,
I don't know if
it
anyone's gonna
should.
pay for that.
Exactly. I don't think it's gonna work if you're gonna make us pay.
It might be like $10 or something at least. But I remember playing Crazy Taxi, and I remember playing like at arcades. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys ever played at like Nickel Nickel or anything like that.
yeah. Nickel, nickel. That
Yeah, I
was the
mean
gem.
they had Crazy Taxis at all those arcades, um and it looks like they're kind of trying to base it off that. So new
Yeah,
game coming out called Taxi Chaos. So if it's free, I'll definitely try it out.
yeah.
Just
Same.
see how it is. And
Oh, it's
just
only on consoles.
yeah, it's launching only on consoles.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I mean, there's console emulators if it's free. You can probably
Right.
get it on something to
Yeah,
play, but yeah. So we'll see where that goes. Another free game with, and this is only for PS5. So we finally get a like next gen exclusive free game. It's called Destruction All Stars. It's for PS5. This game actually looks really dope. I don't have a PS5 yet, but if you have a PlayStation, you can PS4. You can actually go on right now. If you have PS Plus and just add it to your library. So when you do get a PS5, you have it in there for free. Destruction All Stars is only free, I think, till mid March for PS5
Mhm.
players.
Mhm.
So definitely, if you have a PS4 and you think at any point you might get a PS5, definitely go and add it to your library because it'll probably be just another free game to have.
Right.
But it actually looks really cool. It's kind of like a monster truck rally feel, but it's fast. So it kind of reminds me of Mario Kart, where you remember that game mode where you had like the three balloons and you had to like ram into each other and kill one of the
Right.
balloons.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So you get points for how hard you hit other players, and your car actually has its own health. So when your health dies, you like get ejected from your car, and you have to like run on foot to grab another car and get more points.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you score points by running into other cars, and so it's like a destruction derby, like
Right.
madness. It looks really fun, and I think like I added it to my library because I want to play it. I want to play it once I get my PS5. It looks like it's one of those games that you're gonna like for like a given amount of time, like a couple hours. And you're like, okay, I'm over this. I'll play something else.
Right.
Just because it seems limited in its scope of
Right.
what you can do with it. But for the most part, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people play it online, and it looks really fun. I think I'll give it a try.
The gameplay looks cool.
Yeah.
Reminds me of
Yeah.
like Rocket League.
Yeah, and
But
it
like,
has its
yeah,
own
go-kart.
characters too with their own abilities. So I swear some of these are like direct rip-offs of like Apex or like Rogue Company characters. Like they legit look like that. It's uncanny how some of them are just like, yeah, you pretty much just ripped off, I don't know, like Wraith or something like that.
And
Or
her abilities, you know.
yeah. Yeah, there's a dude that has like a tiger mask. I'm like, that's totally King from Tekken.
Yeah, that
Like
is.
don't mess.
Yeah.
Like I know what you're doing. So that actually looks pretty fun. And that kind of that kind of gave me the idea to do this next section where I want to talk about favorite like car games or racing games. Because there's so many out there and it's such a big genre that a lot of people get into. And I know with Xbox
Okay.
Game Pass, you have all those Need for Speed games on Game Pass now. I think there's like 4 on there. Like the 4 newest ones are on Game Pass, and I've had some friends that have been playing those, and yeah, so I want to talk about it. So, what are some of the cooler racing games that you guys have played? Or some of your favorite?
Ooh, first, back in PlayStation 2, it's okay. Midnight Club Dub Edition.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Midnight Club.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's all I gotta say.
Just that one?
'Cause classic, bro.
Midnight Club,
Classic.
brother.
Yeah, Midnight Club Dub Edition was probably my favorite, man. My favorite car in that was a Corvette Z06. Woo!
Was that Midnight
was-
Club 3?
I think it was its own.
Oh,
Wait.
was it?
Yeah, Dub Edition
Yeah.
was his own. Yeah.
Yeah. I think no, you know what? It was 3, but then after they came out with Dub Edition, you know,
Right.
because of the dub scene and stuff like that.
Man, I forgot about the Midnight Club games.
No, my Midnight Club 2 was the only one
yeah.
I got. And I
Yeah,
thought that one
is
was
Midnight
awesome.
Club 3 Dub Edition.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna come out of left field with one. Twisted Metal.
Ooh, that's OG.
Oh.
Twisted Metal. So this game, the Destruction All Stars game, it reminded me a lot of Twisted Metal.
That's cool.
And just Twisted Metal was so much darker, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole idea of it. But man, I really liked I liked all the Twisted Metal games, but one of the ones that came out near the end was Twisted Metal Black, and
Okay.
they just did like full on backstories on each of their characters, and you can play the story mode for each of the characters, and you like find out why they're the way they are, and you basically play through the entire competition and what happens when you win, and some of it gets like super dark, and
Right.
like it's rated M obviously, and like they have the cussing and the blood and everything, and man, that was such a like a unique game, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like it since. Just the Twisted Metal series was so dope.
I agree.
So yeah, I think that was one of my favorite games. And then for Need for Speed, I actually one of my favorite Need for Speed games was Need for Speed Underground 2. And I don't know what it was about that game. I just that's when they introduced the first like catch up game
Okay.
where the idea was you're not just racing, like the idea was to get a certain distance away from the other player.
Right.
And I remember playing that with my sister, and like literally playing like one match for like half an hour because we just kept catching each other, and like and you get to know like the actual cities and maps really well to be able to like cut each other off and then start getting past each other. And oh man, that was really cool to try that. And I played so many hours of that just like with other friends and with my sister, and I think the soundtrack for that was so dope too.
Yeah.
I just remember hearing Snoop Dogg rapping over Riders on the Storm by the Doors, and I was like, "Oh, this is dope." So
You know what? Talking
yeah.
about that, another good one that's basically in every arcade is Cruising USA.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
You know
the
That
double,
the double
Yeah.
accelerator.
the double accelerate, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a good one. It's
Yeah.
cruising, and what's the other one? You see the Need for Speed game, not the Need for Speed, the Fast and Furious game. No, yeah, you like
Oh
double
yeah, that one.
clutch and
Yeah.
you like do the backflip when you hit another car. Yeah, you see that racing game a lot. Um, I don't think you can have a conversation on racing games without talking about Mario Kart.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
definitely. Diddy Kong
Yeah,
Racing.
Diddy
yeah, that
Kong
was
Racing.
like the first good like fun animated competitive racing game
Yeah,
because all the abilities, and different like like way to like sabotage each other. That was so fun.
yeah, and even in the newer Mario Kart games, like they started introducing like customization, like
Right.
your own wheels and your own car, and it actually change your stats. And there became like a whole like competitive aspect to it too, and that's really fun to see. So I think the last Mario Kart 8, has been out for like I don't know. We had it on the Wii U. It's been out for like 7 years now. Mario Kart 8. I don't
Jeez,
I don't know if they'll make another one anytime soon, but yeah, it's been out for a
I feel
Right.
like
minute.
they will. I feel like they would.
Eventually, yeah, for sure they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, I mean they just came out with the Mario Kart home circuit, but I don't count that as a Mario Kart game per se because
Right.
that's the overlay with the augmented reality. That looks really cool. And still, we're saving up money to eventually get that. but
Yeah.
uh, but for now, we're happy with the old Mario Kart and playing that. It's still fun.
Also, for me, other than Midnight Club, I think what stands to mind when I first got PlayStation 2 was Gran Turismo 3. Specifically, out of the Gran Turismo series, I think Gran Turismo 3 stood out for me. I spent so many hours on that game, the different circuits, like different variants, what you could do. It's like, oh man, this is insane. I don't even know, like right now, I hardly know like what to do about cars. But back then it was fun, because I was like a kid, and then it was like, oh, let's race, like I think that stood out to me, the most.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
And we'll see where the racing games, car games go from now. I know there's been a lot of games. Like I hear a lot of people talk about Forza, the Forza series,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that series is definitely for like car guys because there's so much customization in that, like inside the
Right.
engine, and you get like the supercars in there and all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
I'm more of the like quirky type of racing games, and I prefer those. But I know Forza keeps coming out with like really high performing games, and like it looks so realistic, and
Right.
so um definitely has its own audience, and like I know people that got the PS5 just so they can play the next Forza on the next console, just because they're like this is gonna look
Right.
amazing.
Um,
So yeah, so definitely, I mean, racing games and its as its own genre is, I think it's gonna be around forever, and people are gonna keep playing it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm waiting for a new F-Zero game, the one with Captain Falcon.
F-Zero.
Oh, yeah,
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 the F-Zero games.
Uh,
I have it on Super Nintendo, and I remember playing a lot on N64, and just that the whole premise of that game, it was kind of like, you know what? It's kind of like a battle royale. Like the idea that you're racing on the same map and there's no like set, like sometimes there's a set number of laps, but only the people in like the lower half get like kicked off.
yeah, I don't think I ever played that game.
Yeah, and when you would hit like the L or R's on your controllers, because on Super Nintendo it worked that way too. When you would
Right.
double tap, you would like bump the person next to you so you can knock them off the map. And if you get knocked off the map, you like die. You're done for the game.
Oh snap! No revive. You ain't
Yeah,
coming back. No respawn.
yeah, it's like straight up death race.
Yeah.
And I really like that game, and I think now with like the emergence of battle royales, I think having a racing type of game that's built off royale ideas would be
Yeah.
really cool to see. I think it'd be really cool to see like a return of that type of F-Zero game where like only the lower half of the leaderboard is like kicked off the map every lap or so. So at the end, you're always gonna have 2 or 3 people and racing trying to get to the end. So I think that would be really fun to see, and I'm hoping that eventually some developer will get there. But as of now, I mean, I'm happy with the racing games that we've had so far, and I don't think there's been very many like bad racing games. I think they're very selective in what they're doing because we only get a handful every year, right? Like first person shooters, we get a crap ton every year.
Right.
But then with racing games, you select good ones that are like, okay, I'll try this one out. So we'll see where those go. Any final thoughts on racing games?
Nope. I think we covered it.
Yeah. All right. So that kind of wraps up our topics for today. Lastly, obviously, we're gonna go with recommendations. My recommendation. Actually, I don't know what my recommendation is yet. So Eric, you guys want to go first?
I mean, this is hard because, like I said, I never play new games.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can recommend old games.
To be honest, I don't have any. The only thing I can recommend is
Apex, and it's gonna stay like that until he figures out a new game.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, definitely, if you're a Switch player, definitely recommend Apex. And yeah, that'll be Boo's recommendation. Like, it comes out March 8th, so coming up next month. But yeah, that's a definite recommendation. For all Switch players out there. For myself, I'm actually gonna do Control. So Control was up for Game of the Year in 2019, and it's a really dope game. If you're a PS Plus member, it's free right now this month. And the thing I like about Control is not. I don't think it's a PS exclusive. It's just free for those right now. But
Xbox has it.
Yeah. So the really cool thing about it, it's a shooter, but it's the whole idea is like you're like a government operative, but there's like this entity that jumps to different dimensions that's trying to like kill you. So you actually have like telepathic powers. So aside from it being a shooter, you also have these like straight out like Jedi powers that you can use as well. And it's really cool. Again, it was up for Game of the Year in 2019 for a bunch of different game awards. I think for IGN it won Game of the Year. So just saying that alone, it's definitely something you can try out. And the version that's for free on PlayStation is the full like remastered version. So it's all the DLC included. So if you have that, but I'm sure it'll be probably on Game Pass or any of that. Usually when something comes out for free on PS Plus, it's on Game Pass as well. So yeah, Control, that's my recommendation.
Okay. Mine would probably be Peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Yeah, Peekaboo. It's a hide and seek kind of game. It's a prop hunt. I don't know if you guys ever played prop hunt in any game. You know, you're a prop. Once it's two teams. You're a prop and you're a hunter. Hunters obviously go for the props. You get as a prop, you could change to any prop. You have abilities like smoke, or you have a fart noise or an alarm that you could kind of like screw around with the hunters, you know. And it's multiplayer. You can play with more than 10 people. You know, you just create your lobby, and it's a really fun late night, you know, sort of game. You want to play with your friends. And yeah, I think it's one of those games that you could just have a good old laugh.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like
you should check it out. Yeah, it's actually I think it's free. It is free. Yep.
Was it on Steam?
Free on PC, Steam.
Steam. Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun game, dude. There's multiple. There's like more than I believe 10 maps too. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I've played prop hunt mods before. For different games, like I think there was one for like Fortnite that they did as well.
Right.
But that sounds really fun.
Yeah. Check it out.
All right, I'll check that one out. All right. So that wraps up this podcast. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us. Make sure to like and subscribe to the new page, and follow all the other podcasts. Follow Higher Passion. They do all the announcements on there for new podcasts coming out, and keep an eye out for that Patreon coming soon. And we're working on getting that up and running. And thanks for joining us. GG's.
GG's
GG's.
only.
Head going.